everyone!
Hello!
Welcome back, or welcome for the first time to Soul of a Gamer.
Soul of a Gamer.
Wow, that was really dumb and dramatic, but okay.
It was dramatic. That's what I wanted.
Okay.
So.
We're in your home, we're in your head. Lock the doors and close the blinds. Turn on your TV, turn off your mind.
Every week we spend a week playing a video game. We give you our full in-depth reviews. And this week we are trying it a little differently with a little bit more structure.
Yeah, and we say reviews, but that is a very loose term.
Yes. I mean, we give a review.
We do.
And we go over like every aspect of the game. We try to go really, really far.
And I say fuck a lot.
Yes, you
like
do.
A lot.
Like a lot. Like,
so
we'll just sit here and be like, fuck.
Yeah, so there you go. That's the review. So thanks everyone for listening. We'll see you later. See you next week.
Star Wars The Fuck Unleashed.
We hope you enjoyed last week's game, which was Vanquish.
Yes.
That was actually one of my favorite games we played. That one was a lot of fun. It was stupid fun.
I still think Maneater.
Yeah, Maneater and that one were just like fun games to get through. But this week's games is Star Wars The Force Unleashed, as you can see on the screen.
Yes.
Or if you're listening in the audio, you can't see that. But you saw it in the title, so fuck you.
Yeah, you already knew what it was.
Yeah.
You clicked on the title.
Yeah, you knew. I shouldn't have to tell you.
Actually, everyone should know, because even if they click it on YouTube, they're clicking it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah.
So yes. We are going to start with, what do we call this?
We were going to start with back of the box. We'll only do a back of the box when the box is good.
Yeah.
This box was so boring.
It actually just said exactly what the plot of the game was.
Yeah, and you're just like, okay.
And the Platinum Hit box didn't say anything, really. It was just like, this is a Star Wars game.
So I guess we are doing kind of a back of the box. We're shitting on the back of the box.
I guess we are.
So there you go. We're shitting on this back of the box. It was lame. It's not worth saying. So fuck this back of the box.
All right. So let's skip to how does it play?
How does it play? What do we talk about in how does it play?
And how does it play? We're going to be talking about the gameplay and mechanics of the game.
Ooh, yeah. This game was bad.
It was bad but good at the same time.
The targeting system was shit.
The targeting system, I will admit,
another one. We've had this so many times.
Most ridiculous.
Yeah.
I think that was just a pre-2010 video game.
Yeah, when did this, 2007?
2008 was this one.
Okay. Yeah, because like, I don't remember what other games. I think Maneater was one of the games we shit on the targeting system. There was a couple others. But this targeting system, it's, again, you shouldn't have to hold a button to target. Just toggle.
Yeah.
Toggle the fucking button and make the target easy. Because holding that button is really annoying.
Or even doing like a Dark Souls kind of targeting where you can click like a thumbstick in and it locks onto the person who's closest to you.
Yes.
So that way you can shift it whenever you need to.
Because you'll be going and doing like a combo and then you're missing everybody because your target is off. It's bullshit. Especially on the boss fights.
Oh, God.
Where the camera angles get all shitty.
Yes. The camera angles in the boss fights is probably one of the shittiest parts.
Yeah, it's so stupid. I don't know why they did this whole like... it's a third-person shooter game, right?
Yeah.
So then the camera angles in the boss fight aren't really their fixed cameras.
Yeah, it's like Resident Evil 1 First Mansion kind of camera angle. Sometimes it's just these fixed cameras. And it really is just like one of the hardest parts of the game is just doing that, especially using your force powers, like trying to grab a certain item.
Or trying to push anyone. Like, it's so hard. And... it's ridiculous how awful they did with the camera system. I don't know. Camera and targeting were the two biggest things that I went through, and I'm like, why am I playing this game? This game sucks.
I will say, though, I still think this game is really fantastic in a lot of the gameplay with how they make the force powers feel and the amount of force powers they give you. Because even just that first level, going around as Darth Vader and just being like full maxed out Darth Vader, not being able to be knocked back, being able to use these awesome combos. And the combos do feel great and powerful when they land. Yeah.
And what I like is I watched this video a while ago on... how games are shitty now because they give you powers at the beginning of the game. Mm-hmm. Like they show you what max power might look like by the end of the game at the beginning of the game. Yeah. They're like, oh, fuck this fucking dumb concept where you show me how cool I could be. I just want to find out when I'm actually cool.
I actually really like that about games.
Yeah, and I do too. I loved it. And my favorite one was Dragon Age 2 because they show you like, this is what you fucking could be if you try hard enough.
I did that recently I was playing, I just started Dragon's Dogma recently, and they do something similar where they start out with like a different group fighting than we're going to be. Yeah. And you start out with like a full group of people because you control these different like people around you. And it was just a lot of fun, and I saw a lot of the powers, and it really got me hooked onto the game. So when I started out lower, I was actually like, oh, I can't wait till I get till this point.
I know, right? That's what I like about it. It gives you a taste of what you're going to become later in the game.
Yeah.
And that gameplay mechanic, I love it. I love coming into those games, and they're so much fun. And that's Star Wars does it well with Vader, because you're like, holy shit, this is what I can do later on. Man, this is great. And you do it even better because, you know, Vader's really immobile. And
oh, yeah.
Did you notice in the cutscenes in this game how bad they are?
Like, as far as, like, the mouth moving and stuff like that?
Everything. The walking, like, the walking, they have their hands, like, kind of behind them while they're walking, and they're all weird, and their interactions are weird. It's, like, the weirdest fucking shit you've ever seen in the interactions.
I will have to agree with that. What did you think about the leveling system?
I didn't like it. Honestly, it's a weird concept to throw in a level system in a game like this. I wasn't in love with especially the degree of the level.
Yeah.
I barely noticed.
That is true. Like, even upgrading, like, all the way, like, all of your force lightning all the way up didn't really feel like...
barely did anything. Like, you could tell it did a little bit more damage, but you had to combine that with, like, the lightsaber crystals in order to really get any good damage out of that. The saber attacks I didn't notice at all.
Yeah.
It didn't seem to do any more damage.
It didn't seem like you got too much more health.
Yeah,
and stuff like that. Like, I do agree that some of the leveling system in here was weird. I did like being able to like buy combos.
Yeah, but even the combos, they give you more points than combos there are.
Yeah, which is really weird.
It's really stupid.
Some of them are really cheap. Like, especially for how powerful like some of them are. Like, especially like all the lightning strike ones. I felt like those ones should have been way more costly.
Yeah, and it might as well because you had so many points anyway.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I got all the holocrons in the game, you know. And we'll talk about... Is that in this section?
We can talk about that. It's kind of mechanics of the game.
So in the game, you can collect these holocrons, which gives you extra lightsaber crystal colors and lightsaber crystal powers. And points and experience, costumes, and then what is it called? You have to get points in a level.
Yes.
So each level
force
has
points.
Like a par score, right? Yeah. So your force points, it's their fucking par score.
Yeah.
So you have to get the par score, and it gives you some par score too. And with getting those, you know, you get sometimes the level up stuff. And then eventually you have too many and you can't use them anymore.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, okay. They should have just converted that into something else.
Yeah, I don't know like exactly what they could have done, but I do really wish there was more of a gap from low power to high power.
Yeah.
Because you do feel really powerful, but you don't like change. Like, you start from like pretty powerful and go a little bit more powerful, but you don't go to like Vader's level of powerful or anything.
Yeah, it gets really strange in this game. The upgrades are bad. They did pretty bad with the movement. The movement's not like fluid. It doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
Even like the jumping's kind of weird. Like, everything gets a little weird in this game, and it's not. I don't know.
Especially when you get hit. Like, when you're getting hit and knocked back, you can get full comboed by people. Like, especially like in the last fight against Vader, if you're doing the dark side fight, like, if he hits you onto the ground, he can do these like combos where he just keeps hitting you and keeps knocking you to the ground, and then if you try to jump, he grabs you.
Yep.
And it's just so annoying. And I will say the boss battles, I know you don't like the quick time event stuff.
Yeah,
right?
God, they were so stupid. I hate it so much.
So yeah, quick time events on the ending of every big enemy in this game.
Every single one. You can't do that. Do it like twice.
Yeah.
Like, make it interesting. Do it in the last fight, maybe the first fight.
And it's weird because some of the enemies, like some of the like the ATSTs and like the Rancors and stuff like that, you can
just
kill them.
Yeah.
But some of the enemies, you actually have to do the quick time events.
Yeah. And the quick time events, what's stupid about the boss ones is there's no fail.
Yeah.
Like,
it just like puts you right back to where you were.
So my thing was, all right, if you're going to do this, every time you mess it up, you should lose some health. And then if you die, that's it. You fucked up.
Yeah. And you have to start that.
There should be some kind of consequence.
I agree.
Yeah. And instead it's like, just keep going. Keep trying to hit that space bar, buddy.
And I will say, like, I didn't like doing the QuickTime events, but the things that happened during the QuickTime events, they did look cool. Yeah. And it was really awesome, and it really did bring like a lot of like cool Force stuff. And I almost wish like if they did another one of these games, like for the newer consoles, that you would just be able to do those things you did in those cutscenes during the QuickTime events.
Make them combo moves. Yeah, for sure.
Exactly.
And I think take the QuickTime events out just altogether.
They're
100%. Not fun. They're not fun. They're just boring. It's a boring way to get a boss almost all the way down and to not
actually get to finish it off.
Yeah, it's stupid because then you're like, all right, I'm down 10% health. And that's it.
Yeah.
And that's it. I had this, and this is the same thing I was just talking about yesterday. I went and did an escape room, okay?
Okay.
All right? The escape room is an hour long.
Yeah.
Right? 5 minutes of that hour is dialogue in the escape room.
Oh, gosh.
So it's like an overarching voice talking, and you can't do anything while it's talking.
Oh, wow.
Right? So do you really have an hour to complete the escape room? Or do you have 55 minutes to complete it? Right?
55 minutes.
Exactly. Same with the boss fights. Are you really killing a boss 100%? No, you only have to get him 90%.
Yeah.
It's super annoying. I want to go the full 100.
Yes.
I
agree with that.
And although the QuickTime events were cool, having them for every single boss fight. And by QuickTime events, if you guys don't know, by the way, what we mean is at 10% health, you activate this button mashing system, basically, where you have to press what would you say, like consecutive buttons. So you start with like spacebar, and then you do a little move, and then you have to right click, and then you have to press E, and then you finish it with F.
Yes.
And it's really silly to do it that way.
And if you ever missed one of those, like if you missed spacebar at the beginning, it would just bump you back, and then it would give you the option to press it again.
Yeah, and you could do that infinitely.
Yes.
On bosses, on like rank cores and the AT-ATs or the
you had to get them back
and,
down low again a little bit.
Yeah, you just had to hit them one more time.
Yeah, one more time.
And it started it over again, which is also lame.
Yes.
So just if you miss your opportunity, they should have also just taken it out. Especially on the little bosses, what's the point? You can still kill it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought the QuickTime events in this game were just not good. Maybe if they, like I said, maybe if they put in the Vader fight at the beginning and then the Vader or the Palpatine fight at the end, great. That would have been a cool little like thing you reference from the beginning to the end and then nowhere else in the game. But I'm sure people would complain like, oh, they put in this part but not all the game. But personally, I would like that. I like that little reference thing. Keep it like very, very small, very easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the QuickTime events were lame in this game. I did not like it. The movement's okay in this game. It's not amazing. The fighting's really cool.
The fighting is really, really cool.
Fighting is
like,
cool.
I gotta say, as far as Star Wars games go, this is by far the most powerful I've felt in any Star Wars game.
Especially like at level 1.
Yes.
Which is stupid. They made you too powerful, I would say, at level 1.
But that's like, it's like an ultimate like fantasy, like especially for people who aren't like crazy in depth into like the extended Star Wars universe.
Yeah.
Like I think having that just full freedom of how powerful a Sith can be, it was just so much fun to do. It really is the Force unleashed.
Yeah, my favorite thing is so they have like different enemies that have health, right? And the only ones that were one shot, all of them, were the regular stormtroopers.
Which is always so funny.
No matter what point in the game you're at, all stormtroopers are one shot kills.
And it was funny sometimes,
the
ragdoll effects.
Yeah.
I did like the ragdoll effects in some of these.
Yes. God, I was just thinking about something. Now I forgot.
Destructible environments and stuff with some of the things.
So that was cool too. You could pick up stuff and throw it, and it blows up sometimes. Or you could destroy the TIE fighters as they're flying by you. That was sweet.
Sweet. Or holding them in the air and making them crash into other TIE fighters.
Yeah,
and stuff.
Those are cool mechanics in the game. There was something else I was just thinking of, and I just lost it. Oh man, that's gonna kill me later on. But
if you think of it later, you can bring it up.
Yes, I'll bring it up later. But yeah, the lightsaber coolness in this game was one of the things I hated. So their progression is really stupid. So you don't start out with all your powers.
Yes.
It progresses to gain those powers as you need them in later levels.
Yeah.
But it does that all the way up until like the 8th level. There's only 10 fucking levels in the game. And I'm like, so I only get 2 levels at full, like I have everything I need now.
Yeah.
Like that is ridiculous.
Well, and I think the dumbest thing about it, which I don't like this a lot of times when games do this, when they teach you a new mechanic and then you're basically forced to do that mechanic in the next boss fight.
Yep. Or in the next level, and that's the only time you're forced to do it.
Yep.
Then that's literally what this game was. It's when you got lightning, and that was in the trash level.
Yeah.
You had to activate these jet things to destroy this one thing, and I'm like, you can fucking shoot lightning out of your hands.
Yeah.
And you have to use 3 jet fucking things to blow a hole in a wall. You can use the Force to like crush an ATST, but you can't open this fucking wall.
You can Force grip an entire destroyer.
Yeah,
and pull it back down towards the planet and make it crash.
Fucking wall. This is the strongest wall in the whole game. It took three jets crashing into it basically to fucking open the wall.
Yeah. It was kind of, some of the things with that were like a little like weirdly balanced.
Yeah.
And I definitely didn't like that, some of those aspects. But.
Yeah, and the gameplay is okay in this game. You'd have fun like going through and just fucking lightsabering and lightning thing. Lightning is your best friend in this game. For sure. That's how I took down all the big people, Rancors and ATSTs. Anyone who was too big for me to deal with.
And using the environment.
Yeah, environmental stuff. But lightning was just so OP once you got that crystal that increased lightning damage.
Yes.
It was just stupid. That's the only thing you need to use throughout the entire game. You increase your force points to max, and you increase lightning to max, and you get the lightning crystal.
Yep.
And that's it.
And then you learn like some of the combos with lightning.
Yeah.
Like some of the lightning.
Everything else in the game is great, but lightning is a must-have.
Lightning grenade is a great combo.
God, so the holocrons in this game too, as you collect them, you get these lightsaber crystals. The colors don't do anything; they just change the color of your lightsaber. Which some of the colors are fucking.
Mean, yeah, that I did love that aspect, being able to actually change your colors and do some of the weird colors.
But they should have just released them all in the third fucking level, honestly, because they released the black one
at the final level.
At the final level, at the final part of the final fucking level.
Yeah,
and that's how you get it. And I was like, okay, great. I have it for all 10 minutes I have left in this game.
Yeah. But I mean, like earlier in the game, even before like level 4, you can find like the purple, the blue, the green, a different red. You can find yellow.
You basically have like 5 or 6 colors, right? And then you have compressed colors and uncompressed colors. So it has like a little swirly like light thing around it when you do the compressed, I think. Or no, it's like shiny. It's like shining kind of, and when it's uncompressed, it has like a swirly light around it. It's really cool.
It shines brighter like outside of the lightsaber for the uncompressed.
It's really cool looking.
Oh yeah.
So I did like it a lot. I just hate that they released the best color, the black, because it looks so cool.
I know, the black is so...
At the last fucking level.
Yeah, but I mean, that's kind of like what a lot of like... some of these games do, like even with like suits, like even in the Spider-Man game, like some of the best suits.
But there's a lot of after the game you can play in Spider-Man.
That is true.
Where in this game there isn't. You get 10 levels and that's it. You're done.
Well, actually, I was seeing something. I don't know if it was something that was added, like DLC. Like if you chose the dark side, there's actually like 3 more campaigns you could do.
Oh, it's the Hoth campaign, I think.
There's a Hoth campaign, a Tatooine campaign, and one other campaign.
Yeah, there was DLC added for the dark side.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really silly. It's a cool little thing, and they're short. They're not super long, but they're cool.
Okay. I guess do we want to skip over to the next section?
What's the next section?
Are we jamming?
Are we jamming?
Are we jamming?
Are we jamming?
It's about music and dialogue.
Yeah. The dialogue in this game is shit.
No, it's amazing. It actually won an award for its writing.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
I thought it was so bad.
No, dude, I actually really, really enjoyed the writing of it.
When that girl was like, kiss me. I get that there's... So in the game...
had good tension. I liked that.
So what's weird is that it comes out of nowhere. Because in the game... So it's a lot longer than you think it is.
Yeah.
So I think from point A to point B, years go by.
Probably.
You're right?
Yeah.
We don't get to see that because they don't fucking tell you.
Yeah.
And then out of all those years, like... all the months I think you spend with this girl before you get betrayed or whatever, and then whatever, like you don't know. It seems like a couple days have gone by and you're like, I gotta save her. I love her.
Well, even when they first saw him, he was just staring at her.
Yeah.
Like he was like infatuated with her like right away.
It's like a nerd at a high school. It's like, I've never seen a girl before.
Well, and he probably has just dealt with a lot of like people that he didn't really care about.
Jerked off.
Probably not.
He's got so much tension. Everything inside of him is screaming like a getter.
She actually got nominated for supporting actress of the year for her performance.
I thought the voice acting was good. Just the dialogue to me was a little bit dry.
Well, and the voice acting was actually really cool. The voice actor for Starkiller was also the voice actor for Palpatine in the game.
Everything.
He's so much.
He is in every Star Wars movie that's come out in the last 10 years.
He's been Darth Maul.
Yeah.
In everything except for the original.
Yeah, well, yeah. He was Darth Maul in Rebels and in Clone Wars.
Yep.
And then he was in episode 7, 8, and 9.
Yes.
Which was fucking cool. And I'm like, this guy is fucking everywhere.
And he was Maul in Solo.
Yeah.
Yeah, when they showed Darth Maul.
Yeah, it's so cool. Like, this actor actually did a shit ton. Like, I think they got a good cast, but for some reason they decided to write this weird fucking game where they had to have a love story, which came out of nowhere to me.
Sam Witwer, that's his name.
Yeah. He is so fucking cool, though.
I was looking at the cast because like some of the cast sounded really similar and sounded like almost identical to the original cast.
Yeah.
But there was only one original cast member from Star Wars in it.
Oh, it definitely wasn't Leia, because she sounded nothing like...
No, it was not Leia.
It sounded nothing like...
It was Bail Organa.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he was actually from the original series and joined in.
I'm surprised the guy who played Palpatine wasn't in it. He does Palpatine in everything. He does it in all the shows and stuff. Like, it's crazy. That guy loves
I think
Palpatine.
Starkiller did a great... Sam Witwer did a great job at it.
But the original Palpatine would be better.
Oh, yeah.
That guy has just such an iconic Palpatine.
I really like the guy who played Vader, though, too.
Yeah.
He was really phenomenal. The soundtrack was actually nominated for Best Original Soundtrack.
Well, and it's weird because they just take... Like,
most of the other sounds.
Yeah, I was like, is this really original? Because it's just from the original movies. Yeah, I guess the original movies had it. It's original.
Well, and I did like that it was done by LucasArts, so George Lucas actually did have a say in a lot of this, and that's why a lot of the...
This is before Disney bought them.
Yes.
Long before. 5 years before, I think. 6 years. Yeah, the music. I mean, the music is just the music from the fucking movies. And then they add some little nuances in there, some great sounds. Like, the sounds in this game were cool.
Yes.
Like, they had a lot of cool, like, creature sounds and stuff. The Rancors were fucking terrifying.
Yeah, especially the Bull Rancor.
Yeah, like, it was actually pretty cool. The voice acting was really good. It's just, to me, the dialogue just got so weird.
It was cheesy, but it was, like, original.
Cheesy.
It was, like, original Star Wars cheesy.
Yeah.
Like,
it
to
really
me,
was.
like, it really had that feel. Like, it was just... Like, you're just like, God, this is stupid, but so good.
Yeah. And when we get into story, we'll talk more about this little bullshit love story that they fucking had. But
I love the love story.
It's fucking horseshit. But yeah, I thought the dialogue was okay in the game. Just, the one thing that threw me off is while the dialogue is happening, all those movements, where it doesn't make any fucking sense, is also happening. The fact that their talking doesn't match the lips moving is also happening. And so you're like, I'm distracted.
We haven't even brought up the droid. Proxy is a great droid.
Yeah, I like Proxy was really cool, but again, his entire being
was kind of dumb,
and they could have taken him out of the game.
They could have,
and you don't even notice. They need to make him more important.
Yeah,
that's my problem with him.
Yeah, no, I think it was just to show some other like Easter egg and cameos with him. That's like literally all he was.
You know what's funny about him too is every time he morphed, he had a lightsaber, and then he morphed back, and he didn't have any more. I'm like, is he creating a lightsaber out of thin fucking air? Like, he should be able to defeat anyone. He can create lightsabers.
Wondering if that wasn't even like lightsabers, and that was just like shown as a lightsaber because it's holographic around him, so maybe he just extends his arm or something.
I don't know, but it didn't seem like it because when he did Darth Maul's, it's just I don't know.
It's weird.
It was very strange. A very strange thing.
But as far as droids go and stuff, like, at least Star Wars, they kept it up with this one. Like, this droid was just on par with all the other droids in all the other Star Wars movies.
Proxy is like a morphing droid. He can turn into anyone, which I don't like.
Yeah, he's like I don't know if it's like the Force inside him, because it always, like, it actually, like, weakens him whenever he's done with it. Like,
with Vader, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. See, he's a droid who gets weakened after turning into something, but it's like he's in pain and I'm like, you're a fucking droid.
It's almost like the person takes over him.
Yeah.
Like, they project themselves onto him. Which, I mean, like, we have seen Force projection.
Yeah.
Within, like, Force Awakens.
Yeah, but, I mean, this is different. This is, like, next level droids, because you don't see any of these in the movies.
No, you don't.
There's no other game that has these droids. These droids are insane. If fucking, who's the droids? The Confederacy. No, Confederacy of Allied Planets, right? CIS?
I don't remember.
The droid people from... they're CIS. I don't remember what they're called.
Okay.
But CIS, if they had these droids, they would have won the war easy.
Oh, easily. Either way, either side would have won the war with these droids.
So I don't know where he got this droid, but it's amazing.
All right, I guess that's it for that section. unless there's anything more.
That's it. Move on to the next section.
Story time.
All right, so the story, I'm just going to say how bullshit this story is.
I like this story.
You know why it's bullshit?
Why?
How weak they made Vader. How insanely bullshit Vader is in this
Unless
game.
you're fighting him.
No, even then, he's so weak. So here's the weird part about Vader. In every single canon, in every single non-canon, he is insane.
He is insane.
He can do shit that nobody can do. He can defeat anyone. He's done it multiple times. He is one of the best characters in all of the Star Wars games, in all the Star Wars movies, and all the Star Wars comics. But in this game, for some reason, they're like, I fear the Emperor.
The best depiction I've ever seen of Vader in anything had to be that Rogue One hallway scene.
Yeah.
Nothing else has ever come close to what it shows in the books or the comics or anything.
Yeah, he is insane.
He is ridiculous.
And in the game, they kind of make him weird. At first, you find out it's kind of a lie, but it's kind of true. He fears the Emperor. He never fears the Emperor.
Mm-mm.
Not in any of the canon. He respects the Emperor
this
so
is
much. He
not
would
canon
never
story,
move.
though, too.
So they decided to make Vader a little bitch in this canon story.
Yes.
That's my problem with it, is they really just made him like, I will not attack the Emperor by myself. And I'm like, you could totally do it. You could totally do it. You did it. You beat him. You threw him down a fucking pipe. You did it. But for some reason, he's like scared of the Emperor in this one, and the Emperor's so powerful. And
I don't think he would have done that without Luke, though. In the original,
he would have. He could have.
He could have.
This is the thing about him. He
would've.
respected. He didn't fear him. He respected him.
Yeah.
It was like a dad to him.
Yeah.
Like that, and that's what's weird about this fucking game is they decided to make him like fearful of the Emperor, even though like all the canon shows that he respects him.
Yeah.
Like, this is my dad. This is the person who I love the most. And it's just strange that in this game they decided to go on such a weird path with it.
Yeah.
But at the start of this game, you start as Vader.
Yeah. We should talk about this story takes place after episode 3 and before episode 4.
Yeah. The timeline's strange.
It's kind of like the same timeline as Rogue One, honestly.
So, 19 years are between episode 3 and 4. So I think this one starts at it's 5 or 6 years after?
Yeah, I would say.
He's young, right?
Because he's still pretty young as Vader, and they're still working on Order 66. So they're still working on killing all of the Jedi.
The remnants of the Jedi, they've got they didn't mention the, what are they called? They hunt the Inquisitors. They don't mention the Inquisitors in this at all.
No,
so I think they just took out the Inquisitors for this and made it Starkiller like an
pretty
Inquisitor
much
guy.
Yeah. So yeah, we start out like Scott was saying. You're Darth Vader on Kashyyyk.
Yep.
And
Kashyyyk.
Kashyyyk. Cash me outside.
You go through Kashyyyk. You just have to like find this Jedi, kill a bunch of Wookiees, kill your own man. I killed my own man a lot.
Oh yeah, this is so much fun. I loved force gripping them and then throwing my lightsaber into them and just.
Yeah, it was so funny. Like, just going through Kashyyyk, you're just.
I did feel bad killing a lot of the Wookiees.
Yeah, it was cool though because you power up your force push, you force open doors, you can force push part of the bridge up. Like,
I loved that.
Yeah, they really worked hard on this first level, and then I think they really dropped off as subsequent levels came along.
Like there's some levels that I really enjoyed, and other levels were just tedious.
Yeah,
yeah.
And this did that classic Halo thing too, which we'll talk about when we get in what I mentioned in Halo.
Yep.
But yeah, you're Darth Vader. You make it to the end of this Kashyyyk thing. You do a bunch of stuff, and then you fight a Jedi who is. I don't know. He might be a Jedi Knight. He might be a Padawan. Who fucking knows?
I don't know.
Honestly,
they never really said.
Yeah, he's not a very good Jedi. You defeat him easy. He's so easy to beat.
Yeah.
And then you're like, where is your master? I can feel his presence.
Yeah, you're like, I feel a really, really strong force presence.
Yeah.
It must be your master. And then you see a kid pop out of nowhere, and you're like,
and he takes your lightsaber.
Yeah.
And you're like. Bitch, what? This is where I'm like, okay, so they made Darth Vader a little bitch. A kid just took his lightsaber from him. Oh, okay. But of course, in the movies, Anakin lost his lightsaber all the time.
Yeah.
But, so this kid is Starkiller, which I feel like they just come up with these names as a way to sound menacing, like Skywalker, Starkiller.
Well, and I thought it was funny that in the new Star Wars trilogy, they made the new Death Star called Starkiller.
Yeah.
And I was like, really?
Yeah, it's like an homage or whatever. But yeah, and then you're just Like all these stormtroopers show up and they're about to kill the kid and the dad, but you just killed the dad, I think.
Yeah, you killed the dad and then you got in front of the stormtroopers and then you killed all the stormtroopers.
Yeah, so they don't know of the kid's existence. This is the weird part that doesn't make any sense in the story. You grab this kid to make him your apprentice to kill the Emperor. But then you reveal it was a plot to get the rebels out all along. And I'm like, this is a 10-year fucking plot.
Yeah, pretty much.
This is an insane. This is some fucking like foresight. Jesus, like why did they do this? They could have just went and killed everyone.
No, it was really ridiculous. Like it was this hugely thought out plan of, oh, I can have, which I don't even know why he wouldn't be able to have an apprentice anyway, because there's only one Sith right now.
No, there's two. Palpatine and Vader.
Oh, I guess, yeah.
So yeah, it's master and apprentice. Always master and apprentice.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah, and Palpatine's a shitty Sith because you're supposed to do master and apprentice, and the point is that apprentice is supposed to get stronger than master.
Yeah.
Kill him, and then the cycle continues. That way, always the strongest Sith is ruling. And Palpatine's like, but I want to live forever. I'm
going to be immortal. I'm just going to keep cloning myself and keep
I'm a little bitch.
passing myself into other bodies.
Yeah, so you take him as an apprentice, and your goal is to kill Palpatine at this point.
Yes.
Apparently.
And that's what they start out with. And then you go, now you're like adult Star Killer.
10 years go by. So at this point, I'm pretty sure it's 4 years before Luke.
Yeah,
I think at this point, it's 15 years after Episode 3. Because that made the most sense. Unless this guy had a kid. This is also the weird part. So in, the Jedi lore, they don't have kids. They don't have romantic relationships at all.
Some of them did, though.
Yeah, but then they get outcasted Jedi.
Yes.
When they get found out, they're not Jedi anymore.
Which is why I was wondering why he was the only one on Kashyyyk, possibly if he was outcast already.
Yeah, maybe, but he still had his lightsaber, and normally they take away your lightsaber.
Maybe.
So he must have had the kid. That's why I think it's after. So he must have had it like right after or something. Maybe the kid was even younger. I don't know. But he looks like he's like 5 or 6. He doesn't look that old in the first mission.
No.
So, which means that he would be like 15 or 16.
I think it seems like he's probably around like 18.
Yeah, so a number of years go by without any speculation on what they might be. Because this is bullshit.
So yes, then Darth Vader is... Proxy's like training you and he's like doing all these stuff.
He turns into Obi-Wan.
Yes. He pulls the Lara Croft Tomb Raider from Angelina Jolie movie where she has that robot that always tries to kill her. And they do that exact same thing with this one where his programming is to eventually try to kill him one day.
Yeah.
And he always tries and always fails. And he has all these like different Jedis and Sith that he's like programmed inside of him that he can change into. So
he does Obi-Wan,
Vader,
Darth Maul.
Yeah, Darth Maul is a big surprise one later in the game.
He attacked you as another person originally. Oh, Coda. He's Coda. He can turn into Ayula Secura.
Yes.
And then he turns into the girl Shakti.
Yes.
Who is complete bullshit, man. You fucking hate it.
He turned into like every...
Yeah.
He can pretty much turn into anyone.
He didn't turn into any cool Jedi, though. Just pretty much Obi-Wan was the only cool one. And so your first mission is to attack General Coda.
Yes.
Who apparently did not trust the clones off the bat. Which I was like, you're a dick. What? He had his own little militia.
Yep.
And he's been trying to lure Vader out for some reason. Like, this is the weirdest thing with again, this is why I don't think they really did a good job in this game, is because Jedi wouldn't try to do this. They don't try to seek revenge. They don't try to, like, this
isn't
completely
Jedi anymore.
It is. So all of these people are still believing in the Order.
The Order's gone.
Yeah, but they still follow the practices.
I don't know if they would.
They do.
You're assuming they do.
Coda does, because he still calls himself a Jedi.
Well, yeah, he still calls himself. I would still call myself one, but I wouldn't necessarily follow all the practices if it's been entirely disbanded.
I don't know. These people, they were good Jedi. They were masters. They weren't bad, like, new apprentices who kind of... Yeah. Because you had one of the apprentices kind of fall to the dark side later on, which made sense because she was an apprentice. She's young.
Yeah.
But as a Jedi master, you don't do that.
Yeah.
Not usually. Like,
well, none of the masters did.
Well, I mean, and Count Dooku did. Like, people like that did. And it happens, but mostly they follow the practices still. So it just got a little weird with him trying to assassinate Vader.
Well, I mean, like, even like Obi-Wan, though, in the shows and stuff like that, like fell in love with someone.
Oh yeah, sure. But then he was actually Obi-Wan is the one person who completely followed the Jedi Code very strictly.
Yeah,
it's insane how strict he was with the Jedi Code.
But there's even a lot of conspiracies that he still did have a kid.
Yeah, but those were all like on the internet conspiracies.
Those are people with too much There's time. A lot of time that we didn't see with him and her.
True, but they didn't have a kid. They did not. But yeah, so in the first mission, you have to fight Coda, who has his own little militia.
Yes.
You have to kill all the stormtroopers and all.
Yes.
You have nobody on your side.
Yes, because you have, like, no one knows of your existence except for Vader, apparently.
And so every time you go anywhere, you have to kill everyone around you. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
So you get this new pilot. What's her name?
Juno.
So you get Juno. And then she's like, "How many pilots have you lost before me?" 7.
Yep.
I would have been like, none. You're my first pilot.
He's just being honest.
Right? So, and it's weird that he says that too, because that means he's gone on other missions, but it seems like he's been locked away for a number of years.
He's gone on missions, it seemed like, but he never went against any Jedis until now. Like, he's now strong enough that Vader trusts him to try to fight a Jedi.
Yeah, so your goal is to go and take Coda out on this, like, what, starbase? Like a space station?
Yeah, it's some sort of, like, space station where he's... Yeah, I don't even know exactly what to describe it as.
You go in there. Coda's trying to lure Vader in. He lures you instead. You fight all these people. You go to the last boss. It's Coda. You fight him. You defeat him. You do the stupid quick thing, and then the dumbest thing. He's like, "He's not your true master. I see." Me. Right. It's the lamest fucking stupidest thing I've ever seen, and especially for later when he doesn't do anything. No training.
Yep.
No training.
And then we get the dumb thing that happens in every single fucking Star Wars story. What? If we don't see them die, Starkiller pushes them outside of a window.
Okay, so this is bullshit too.
Yeah.
All right, you're in fucking space.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
You're not like kind of up in the atmosphere. You're in fucking space. When you first go in there, you're in space. Yeah. He falls from space to the ground.
They can fall great distances.
Okay, great. Wonderful. He's in space to start off, so he can't breathe. It's fucking sub-zero temperatures. He would be knocked out.
He uses the Force.
Okay, so he falls...
Princess Leia did it in the new trilogy.
It's bullshit. He falls from space to the ground of whatever planet. I think it was over... No, it wasn't.
I don't remember.
Where it's over, but he falls from space to this planet and apparently lives, but he's blind somehow.
Yeah, we never sliced his eyes or anything.
And this is funny because if you watch Rebels, the guy Master in Rebels also goes blind because Darth Maul cuts his eyes. And I'm like, this must just be a thing in the fucking Star Wars universe, because even in Knights of the Old Republic 2, your master is blind. They just love these blind fucking masters.
Apparently.
Yeah. You have to do all this bullshit, and you defeat Coda. You go back, and he's like, "All right, now I'll send you to defeat a powerful being. I think you'll die."
Right? He's straight up just like, "You're gonna die.
Yeah,
you're not gonna survive.
You're gonna probably die because I can't kill him, so you can't kill him either." He sends you to defeat like a weird. I don't even know how this guy got so obsessed, but he's rebuilding the Jedi Temple on like a droid disposal planet, an entire planet.
It's almost like Gizmo from like Teen Titans.
Yeah, he really is. He looks just like him too. He's even got goggles on.
Yeah, and he's got like these like spider leg things because he's like a really tiny being.
Yeah. So you have to go to this next planet. That's where you get Force Lightning, where you get the most indestructible wall of all time. It can't be destroyed by anything except for these 3 power things that you have to lightning to destroy it. And this level was a little annoying because it's like a molten, it's just a boring level. This was my least favorite level, I think.
It probably was mine too.
Yeah. So you go through this, and we're not going to get too specific with these levels.
No.
So go through the level, you fight these like force machines he makes, and then you get to him. You defeat him like really easily. Yeah. He's not that powerful. Vader's a dick. He just like sends you with all the expectation that you're going to die every time. And then you defeat him. He's trying to rebuild the Jedi Temple, which is weird. He even makes like little robots of the old Jedi. Even Yoda has a little robot guy. It's so funny. It's fucking stupid. So he does all this shit. You kill him. You do your little quick thing again. And then you go back and he's like, "Haha, you defeated an old man who wasn't..." And Coda's not that old.
No.
Weird. An old man and a crazy buffoon. Now I send you to defeat a real Jedi.
Right.
I'm just like, dude, come on. And you have to go beat...
This was Shakti?
Shakti, who is actually a famous Jedi from the movies. So this is... Shakti is a... Which is bullshit again, because in the movie she does actually die.
Oh, okay.
So...
During the Clone Wars? Or...
Yeah, she dies during the Clone Wars. She is the overseer of the cloning facility on Kamino.
Oh, okay.
So she's the one who trains all the clones before they go out in battle.
Okay.
And she approves them after they finish their training and
Nice.
graduated. Shakti is one of the most powerful Jedi or whatever. I think the way she ends up dying in the actual movie, like she doesn't die in the movie, but it's the way she dies in like the after the movie stuff is she's meditating at the temple while Anakin's killing everyone, and she decides not to fight him. She lets him kill her because she saw in the Force that she wasn't the one to defeat him.
Oh, okay.
So instead, she just meditates until she dies.
Yeah, because they actually did say early on in the story that a lot of powerful Jedis had the ability to sense the future or get
foresight.
premonitions of the future with foresight.
Yeah, so she was one of the foresight people, and she just decided, you know what, this isn't worth my time. Fuck those kids.
Yeah.
Let them die. I'm not going to give them any time to escape.
So then, and she has an apprentice.
Morris?
Yeah, it's
Boris? Barris? Barris?
Blood Mars? Or I can't remember.
I don't know. It's stupid. She's dumb.
Yeah.
Her whole story is stupid. It doesn't make any... She shouldn't even be in the game.
No.
Her whole fucking shit. You land on the planet, and she's like, go to the graveyard and wait for me. I'm like... You sent her to a fucking graveyard?
Yeah,
what's wrong with you?
The Rancor graveyard.
Yeah.
And this is the planet of Fuchsia.
Yeah. So this is where, if you ever watched the Clone Wars movies or Revenge of the Sith, Ayula Secura, she's the one with the two lightsabers, one green, one blue.
Secura.
No. Rayla? No.
Rayla, yeah.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought it was
There is another one like that, but the one on Felucia is Rayla.
Okay, so Rayla...
I think you fight her in the second Force Unleashed game.
No, she dies.
No, in the second Force Unleashed game.
No, she dies in the movie. It shows her die.
Well, yes, but in this Force Unleashed game is not canon.
Yeah.
I think in the second Force Unleashed game you actually fight Rayla Secura.
I think you're thinking of someone else.
No, I think I'm...
I think my person is Ayula Secura. I'm pretty sure. I don't think her name is Rayla. So this is where she dies. They gun her down. They show like 5 Jedi deaths when the Order 66 happens. So she gets killed on Felucia. The guy with the weird fucking head, I can't remember his name. He gets killed on another planet.
Yeah, I don't remember his name.
So anyway, this is where she gets killed. You have to go here. They've got like... these creatures that are trained by her, and you have to defeat them and get to her, and her boss battle is so stupid. There's a Sarlacc pit, and if you don't know what the Sarlacc is, in episode 6, at the end when Boba Fett dies, he gets thrown into the Sarlacc pit, where everyone else was going to get thrown.
It is Kiadu Mundi.
Kiadu Mundi, yeah.
Yeah.
So... you have to fight Shakti on this planet. You go through. This planet's actually pretty cool. I
did.
Yeah.
It had a lot of life to it.
Yeah, it was really... I hated the holocrons on this fucking planet.
The holocrons on the planet.
There was one holocron where I just had to look it up. I couldn't fucking find it. And it's the stupidest holocron in the game, and they do it twice. The second time I didn't have to look it up because you reverse, you do the fucking Halo thing.
Oh, okay.
So it's under a rock you have to lift up with the Force.
Oh, God.
And I was like, this is fucking stupid.
That's so dumb.
Because I went through like 7 times trying to find this holocron.
See, I tried getting most of them, but I didn't try to get all of them.
Yeah, well, every level I was just like, you know what, it only takes a few minutes. Most of them are really easy to find, so I'll do it. And this was the one I had to actually look up, because it was so fucking dumb. It's under a fucking rock.
That
you have
is
to
so
lift
dumb.
up with the Force. You can't even break it with your lightsaber. You lift it up with the Force, and it's underneath. You can't see it. There's no sound that like emanates when you get close to them. Like, they really should have done a better job on that one, because that one was just dumb. I would not, because I didn't really use the Force to throw things a lot. I like to go up and just lightsaber people in combo.
I did like using the Force grip and throw and stuff like that. It was fun smashing things into each other.
I was just so mad
about
that one.
When you get into like the actual like fighting of the Rancors and stuff like that, I loved it. There was these
there's Rancors on this planet.
Yes. I loved they had these big giant trees that had these giant like tentacle arms that if you hit with lightning it would slap out. And you could destroy Rancors with those so easy. Like,
and every
4
time
slaps
I did it, the thing just said, "Bitch, please."
Seriously, just bitch.
Yeah, and the Rancors are cool too because they had the guys riding them.
Mm-hmm.
And that was actually really fucking cool. Like people riding the Rancors and they were trying to kill you.
And the Rancors had the tribal paint on some of them.
Yeah, it was so fucking cool. So you go through this planet, you fight like 5 Rancors, I think. There's a lot.
Yeah,
you fight 3 at one time.
Because you fight 1 and then you fight 3 in that area and then...
Pretty sure you fight 1 more. I think it's 2 singles and then the 3 area one.
Yeah.
And then you fight Shock T, and Shock T's a bitch to fucking beat. Her camera angles were the worst in the whole game.
That, and she's got this giant tentacle, like, planet monster. Okay.
Yeah, it's Sarlacc pit.
And it's like slapping the field, which it wasn't too hard to dodge those. But yeah, you had to. This is where you learned the Force Repulse, right? Yeah. And you had to use that against her.
No, I never did. I just beat her with lightsabers. Literally, you couldn't. Anything you learned was just mechanic, and then you could beat anyone with anything. It's stupid. So, and then she would summon minions, which was nice because that way you can get some health back. Especially if you're getting hit by that fucking Sarlacc.
I usually hate when boss fights add extra minions to it, but when they give you health, it's so beneficial.
Yes. So you get through, you beat her, but you don't really beat. This is the weird part. Like, she just gives up. This is just like when she's meditating. She just fucking gives up and she falls in the Sarlacc pit and explodes.
And then you destroy the Sarlacc?
No, it's still alive.
Oh, you just lightning the fuck out of it?
Yeah, and it's funny because she just explodes out of nowhere. You're like, what?
Which I always wanted to be able to do that much lightning damage, which it always showed like in those cutscenes where you're just like, and, like filling the entire screen with lightning. Yeah. Like, I was just like, what the fuck?
But it just made no sense. The fact that she drops her life. She's like, you've won. Okay, bye.
Yep.
And she falls in and she blows up. And that's it. You beat her.
Yep.
But it makes me feel like I didn't actually beat her.
Nope.
So you beat that. And then the next mission is Betrayals.
Yes.
This is stupid too. You're in space. You're stabbed through the heart.
Yep.
No. So the next mission is they have like 2 or 3 short missions in this game that they're like 3 minutes long with 5 holocrons instead of the 15 or whatever it is. And in this mission, it starts out with Palpatine coming, and you're talking to Vader, and you're like, this is a chance to kill Palpatine. And Palpatine comes in, and you're all ready to fight, and then Vader stabs you in the back.
Yep. And then just force throws you out of the room.
Out of the window while he's standing right there. He's like, I'm not worried about getting blown out. I can stand really good. It's so stupid. So you get thrown out of the window, stabbed through the fucking stomach or the chest, and you're floating in space for probably a good 30 minutes.
It's a little bit of time. They always would try to make it seem like Juno was always just like waiting outside.
No, it wasn't Juno who picked you up. It was just a robot because Juno gets captured. Just get executed. So you get brought back and brought to the space station. Never explains how.
Yeah, you get brought back and the proxies like working on you.
Yeah, and Darth Vader's like, I had to do it. It was a trick. It's to trick the Emperor. Trust me.
The Emperor was catching on to stuff, and so I had to.
The Emperor's spies has been following me.
Yep.
And it's really dumb because then he's like, make the Rebel Alliance. That'll distract the Emperor. And it's just like, what?
Yeah, you need to build enough forces to attack the Emperor so he'll be fully distracted so we can take him out finally.
That's just the stupidest fucking plot I've ever heard.
It was weird. I gotta admit that part of it was just so weird.
Yeah.
Like all the stuff with Vader, like betraying you, not betraying you, like all this wishy-washy shit was just kind of annoying.
Yeah, it's just so dumb. So Vader tells you have to make the Rebel Alliance, and you're on the same. What's weird is you're on the same space station as Juno.
Yeah.
Like he transported both of you there.
Yeah.
Which is why didn't he just kill fucking Juno?
I don't know. Maybe he was giving you the opportunity to save Juno because he thought you would.
I don't know. So you have to go and save Juno basically on the stupid space station. You go through, you save her. You fight like your first
purge trooper.
Yeah, purge troopers.
Fuck them.
Yeah, they're really annoying. But lightning on them is so good. And then you fight like all the special stormtroopers now, the lightning ones.
All the force ones that are immune to force abilities.
So, and you get Juno back, which I still don't know why.
Because he liked her.
Yeah, and this is the weird. So again, this is where the timeline, they needed more in the timeline. They needed like to express how much time has passed at this point. Because it feels like a couple days have passed. and you're like, I'm in love with her now.
I don't know. I think like I wasn't actually like if you're keeping track of the timeline, like I wasn't ever thinking about the timeline throughout this entire game.
Oh, I was. Every second I'm like, how much time has passed?
Well, and I think that's why you're having troubles with it, because like if you're not paying attention to the timeline of the game, I think it flows really great.
Oh, sure. If you're not paying attention to the time.
Well, like the time was never important. It never told you any time.
Yeah, but
like,
they should have.
Never did.
If they just mentioned like, if they had like in between things like, it's been a few months since you defeated this Kota, I will now send you to here. You know what I mean? Like if they just added some more time in there to just say, they don't need anything else but that. And then that gives you, okay, so in those few months I was probably getting close to her.
Maybe.
Right?
So, I mean, I think he just always had an infatuation with her, and the more and more they like talked, and the more and more they traveled together.
But I do think that a few months went by.
Well,
at least like 5 or 6 months went by, and that's why, because he goes through this whole on the space station like, I don't know if I'm going to save her.
Yeah.
Because Proxy's like, just come to the ship. I got you a really easy way. You don't even have to fight anyone. I'm like, deal, let's do it. He's like, and then he's like, no, but come on, I got to save her. I want that poon. Come on.
Well, and I think he was kind of contemplating too, like possibly going against Vader at that point.
Yeah, well, I don't even know if he was, because honestly, he seemed like he was always going to be with Vader until he got betrayed again.
Well, I think even that first betrayal, he was like, what the fuck just happened? And was kind of like, okay, well, I think I can trust Juno.
Yeah.
And I think he was just trying to stick with someone he trusted.
Yeah.
Which is probably why also that romance started building in, because she was the only one he could trust.
Yeah, it's a weird romance, though. So you rescue Juno, you get out, and you have to go find Kota now, who you now know because he told you, me? And so you know he's going to be your master. Literally the most useless character in this whole game.
Very
Again,
useless.
could have taken him out, been fine.
I really didn't like the mission where you had to like walk him around.
And that wasn't too bad of a mission. Just
the mission wasn't bad at all, but he didn't need to be there.
No. So you're on Cloud City, and you find him, and you've been looking for him for months. Again, like months go by, or maybe years.
I don't know.
Again, but they elaborate and they say a number of time goes by because they've been looking for him for everywhere. Because they say like we went to Nar Shaddaa, we went here, we went there, and finally we found you on Cloud City. So I'm guessing like a bunch of time went by in all this time, right?
Not necessarily. I mean, you can travel at light speed.
True, but they have to actually get to the planet and look and do explore. They have to
unless they're just doing scans of the Force.
And they can't just travel because there's all kinds of stuff going on.
Well, I think they were probably just doing scans of the Force because even Juno talked about that earlier in the game.
Maybe, I don't know. No, they were actually asking questions.
Yeah, well, and Proxy had a lot of the information too.
So I'm assuming
droids are always the most overpowered thing in all of Star Wars.
So my thing was, I assume a year went by at this point because I think he got really close to Juno really fast. And you find Kota on Cloud City. He's a drunk. He's blind somehow. You don't know how. He's really drunk, and then somehow stormtroopers find you.
Yes,
and it doesn't explain quite how. And you're supposed to keep a low profile, and yet now stormtroopers know you exist. And you have to kill them all, and you do, and then you get him out, and he's like, I need you to save someone very important.
Yes.
So,
which is Bail Organa.
No, Princess Leia.
Is it Princess Leia first?
Yeah, and then it's Bail.
Okay.
So you have to go save Princess Leia on Kashyyyk.
That's right.
Yeah. So you go back to Kashyyyk. Okay, so this is the part where it just goes to fucking pulls a Halo 1. Yep. You just do the last 4 levels or the first 4 levels you did.
All over again.
All over again. You go to Kashyyyk, and then the
Fuchsia.
Fuchsia. Well, the Joy Junk Planet. No, they do it out of order. So yes. Kashyyyk, Fuchsia, the Junk Planet, and then I think it's the Death Star.
Yes.
So it's just so stupid. But they look cooler. They are a lot different.
Yeah, they're different.
At least it's not fully Halo where they just reverse the map and you go backwards that time. They do look different. So you in the Kashyyyk, you have to like invade this facility.
Well, and you go to different places on the planet too.
Yeah, which was cool. You learn about your past, kind of. You have like this weird turmoil.
Yeah, you find out that you kind of like go, when you're on Kashyyyk, you actually see your Force ghost of your dad, and you start realizing like, oh shit, like my dad was a Jedi.
Yeah.
and maybe I should be on this side. And you start getting more of those polls again where you're debating between light and dark side.
Yeah, so like you're feeling like this weird, and this is why the dark side ending makes no sense at the end of the game.
Yeah.
Like it really seems like you're more walking the path of light throughout the entire fucking game.
Yeah.
So you you go to Kashyyyk to rescue Princess Leia because Coda has a message from Bail Organa saying Princess Leia has been captured. You go through Kashyyyk, you have to jam this radio tower. So they have secondary missions on every level, and they're all fucking annoying. Jam radio tower, you do all this stuff. You get through, you rescue some Wookiees, they attack some people. I had a weird glitch in this one where it wouldn't let me go to the next area.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, and I had to restart it. No, so there was a person who wasn't like, you couldn't reach.
Oh, okay.
So it was weird. I had to kill this last person and I couldn't reach him for some reason.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, and then the holocron on this one was also weird. You couldn't. So I watched a video because I got this holocron, right? And I'm looking at it and I can't get to it. You have to jump up to it. And this guy was jumping on a rock to jump up to it, right? Because you can force push a rock into the location. And I did that. And every time I did, it just slid me off the rock.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, what the fuck are you supposed to do? So I spent 30 minutes trying to get this thing, and finally I had to destroy the floor that it was sitting on because it's on like this canopy thing in the air.
Okay.
Destroy the floor, and then there's one plank left over.
Oh, jeez.
You have to jump on that one plank to get this. And I'm like, this is the most bullshit fucking shit. Because you don't think you have to destroy the floor to go get it.
Yeah.
Because you can't jump high enough to actually reach it.
Yeah.
It's just so stupid. They really did a bad job.
Like a lot of the holocrons that were easy to get were fine.
Yeah.
And there's some holocrons that took a little bit of effort, but they were easy enough to get. And then there was the holocrons that were just like really hidden or just like
they were glitched.
Weird.
Yeah, this game
spots.
was filled with like weird glitches and stuff. My sound stopped working for the last 3 levels. Like I couldn't hear
I never
sound.
had any issues, but I was playing it on the 360.
Oh, I played it on the computer and I'm just like, man, why did the sound stop working? And then the last level it started working again. I'm like, this is fucking bullshit.
Yeah, I didn't have any weird bugs or glitches or sound or anything.
And the port for the computer was just bad, I think.
Oh, okay.
So you go through, you rescue Princess Leia.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, I did it. And you have to defeat this like general guy in a special ATST. Yeah. And it's like, he's the easiest guy to beat. He doesn't move.
No,
you could just literally go around, pick up stuff, throw it at him, and go back around the other way, pick up stuff, throw it at him.
Yep.
And the stuff resets a lot of the time. Like, it's really stupid.
So then we go back to Fuchsia again. And
so now that apprentice who went to the graveyard is the main bad guy here.
Yes.
And the stormtroopers are still the bad guys.
Yes.
So you have to do like a multiple thing.
And then, you go through all of the normal...
Why are you on Fuchsia? Oh, you're rescuing Bail. That's right.
Yes, we're rescuing Bail Organa. And...
you get to go inside the Sarlacc.
Yes.
Which was pretty sweet.
Yeah. It was definitely interesting. And I like, it was funny the first time you like walk by one of those openings that like suck you in. You're like, oh no!
Yep. But then, you wait. Because I had to keep restarting. Because again, another holocron that was really hard to get for me was that one... it's way across, so you have to jump down into this cavern, and you see a holocron way across from you.
Okay.
And you have to jump again, force dash, and then you have to do the extra dash. And then you have to get lucky to get it, because you don't always grab it. It took me 7 tries.
Jeez.
So I had to keep restarting, and then I fucked up, because there's one like right to your right when you enter.
Yeah.
And I kept grabbing that one, and then the last time I finally got the one at the end, and I forgot to grab that one again.
Oh, jeez.
And I had to go back through the whole level and get to that part again and get that fucking... I was so mad.
But yeah, so you go through that, you go through like all the normal enemies and stuff, and then you get to Shakti's apprentice, which was, I can't remember her name.
Yeah, Baris. It started B or M, and it was Aris. I think
it's like Blood Maris or something like that. It's something stupid.
Yeah.
She's annoying. She can turn herself invisible. You just have to like lightning her or lightning combo her.
She was
and
easy.
Lightning shocks
the Rancor is the annoying part.
Yes.
This is a bull Rancor you have to fucking fight. It's like the Mama Rancor.
Oh, it was so annoying.
Yeah, it's so fucking annoying. But you fight them at the same time, and you beat one, you beat both, I think.
No, you have to fight the Rancor first, kill the Rancor, and then you fight her.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. And she's with you in the fight with the Rancor, so anytime you like stay still for a little bit, she'll pop up behind you.
She'll do a cool sweet combo on you.
Yeah.
She was okay. She's not really... You let her live, too. Again, this is... You go through this whole game just like, this is light side game.
Yeah.
Like, I'm light siding it up. I let her live. Why did I let her
Well,
live?
and she's like, no, I'll be good. I'll be on the good side again or whatever. Just let me live. And you do.
And it's like your redemption. You probably see a lot of yourself in that, you know?
Yeah, you probably really did.
So, and at this point, you rescue Bale, and you have to go and...
This is where they have that meeting where they actually make the Rebel Alliance?
Not yet. That's after the next level.
Okay.
After the next... Because the next level, you bring down the Star Destroyer.
Yeah.
So you rescue Bale, and he's like, I've got contacts, don't worry. And his contacts are like Coda and him and Mon Mothma, who is the first leader of the Rebel Alliance, and Princess Leia, who is not really there. It's proxy. It's fucking stupid. But on the next level, you go back to the junk planet as we continue to go backwards. And the junk planet is actually pretty cool this time.
It was really cool.
Yeah.
And leading it all up to that.
Oh, and sorry, the Empire has taken over every single one of these planets since you went there and defeated the Jedi on it. So the Empire is in control, building like cool stuff on the planets.
So we get through the junk planet, and then we get to the segment where you're standing on this like platform with a couple of like different barricades, and there's all these TIE fighters coming at you, and there's a Star Destroyer, and you have to wipe out all the TIE fighters.
I hated this. This is the most annoying. So I did it wrong for the first like half an hour I did this. I kept trying to like throw the thing at him to kill it, and really it's just easier to lightning them.
Oh, it's so much better. I did the same thing. I tried catching the ships and crashing them into each other.
Yeah, and you don't have
catching
enough time.
the thing that flies in front. But it takes so long to do that. If you just lightning, just stand behind the barricade, jump up, lightning, you can destroy two ships, fall back down, lightning.
Yeah. So you're on this bridge, and there's these like barricade. They're not really turret. They're like barricade things. They're like on a bridge. You would see posts along the bridge, like how you see classic bridges. They're posts on the bridge. You stand behind them, and then that makes it so you can't get hit by the oncoming fire because it'll fuck you up fast.
Really fast.
And then while you're behind there, they just fly right by it, and you electrocute them, defeat them in like 30 seconds. It took me so long to beat the first two.
And then
groups.
it's really annoying because you're so powerful that you can grab a Star Destroyer.
Yep, but you can't open a wall.
But no, I'm not even talking about that. You're so powerful you can grab a Star Destroyer and you can pull it. But you can only pull it if it's facing forward at the exact angle. And you have to get the angle of the nose of the Star Destroyer to be at a certain degree, at a certain height even, and then you had to pull it down.
I'm guessing it was way easier on a controller because on the computer it was fucking hard.
It was still pretty hard even on the controller. Like, it took a long time. It probably took me like 5 waves of TIE fighters.
Honestly, it took a
5 to 6 waves of TIE fighters.
Which is 45 minutes pretty much.
It took forever.
It's fucking insane.
It's probably the longest thing in this entire game.
Yeah, and it's the last part of this level. Yeah. So you probably spent like 20 minutes getting up to this point, and then 45 minutes on this one fucking part. It's the most annoying. It wasn't even cool.
No, it wasn't.
So in the original, I remember the original trailer too. Mm-hmm. It shows Darth Vader showing you how to do this. So by the way, up to this point, Coda is training you. Yeah. He's not fucking doing anything. No. He's like, pull it down with the Force. I think you can do it.
Pretty much.
He hasn't trained you. Like, there's been no cutscenes of him like showing you at a lightsaber fight. No. He's not doing anything. He's not really your master. He's just kind of like telling you shit you already know.
Necessarily trying to be your master.
Yeah, he is.
Well, he just said he needed his brain. He didn't say he needed him to train him.
But remember in the first mission, or the second mission, he's like, Vader's not your true master. Me? That's where he says that. He literally says that's his role as his master. Yeah. So then this is where it just doesn't make any fucking sense because he doesn't do anything for you. So I think they rushed the last part of this game. I really think that's why they went with the backwards level thing.
Maybe, and I could agree with that. I think they did kind of rush the end.
I think they had like a timeline, and they started getting, because the first levels were all really cool and they're really detailed, and then the last levels you're like, okay.
So then, we destroy that, and we get to us creating the Rebel Alliance.
Finally, a cool cutscene.
Yes, and this is them actually creating the Rebel Alliance before Episode 4. Yeah, and so this is
Bail Organa, Mon Mothma, Princess Leia, Coda, and you. Yes, at like a stone table. And up to this point, we're skipping something. Juno now found out that you're in leagues with Vader still. Yes, so she watched. You don't fucking lock the door. You're on a ship with a bunch of rebels. Fucking lock the door. So you're in the training room that you use to like fight Proxy sometimes.
Yeah.
And Proxy like is emulating Vader, and Vader's like, yes, you do this, and you have to defeat this, and don't worry, I'll give you time. And then Juno walks in right as you're finishing the meeting, and she's like, so it's all been a trick, huh? You better pick a side. Because I've already picked. I'm like, if you already picked, tell someone.
Well, and then she's like, I've already lost one life basically from the Sith.
Don't
like
make me
I'm
lose
not.
another.
Yeah, so don't let me lose this side too.
Yeah.
And so Can really pulling you towards the light side.
Yeah. Again, like super like this whole game. I don't even know why it gives you an option.
I don't know either.
So yeah, and then after that is the meeting. So Juno knows that you are evil, kind of.
Well, and you say you have a plan. You don't necessarily say that you're going with Vader. You just say you have a plan.
Yeah, you don't know.
And she says she's going to trust you.
Yeah, you don't really know what you're doing, and then and you find out it's all been a trap by Vader for 10 years. He's known that you would create the Rebel Alliance and bring out the rebels, and it took you 10 years.
So then he comes and attacks you again.
Yeah, he kidnaps everyone. Mon Mothma, Bail Organa, Princess Leia is there, but she
was only proxy. Yeah,
it's proxy pretending to be her or whatever, and then Coda. So he kidnaps 3 people and then leaves you for dead again.
Yep.
And Juno saves you.
Yep. So then you have to go to the Death Star.
Which is cool. The Death Star was a cool level.
Freaking sweet. And I loved how they explained a lot of stuff. Like when you're actually like inside of the Death Star, like where like one of the energy beams is shooting into, and it's this tunnel, and it shoots every like 30 seconds to a minute.
Yeah.
And it gives you like a 5-second warning of it's coming. So you have to move out of the way.
But and it doesn't fuck it up when you break the glass and you're like, what?
Yeah, because the glass just helps it focus. It's the same thing with those rings. It helps it focus, but it doesn't necessarily like make the beam not work because the beam's coming from behind.
It would change the power output of the beam, so you would assume they'd be like, "Shit, shut it down, something's wrong."
Maybe,
but apparently, fuck it, just keep.
But
going.
I mean, it's one of 76 beams. Is what Juno.
48.
She said 70. I thought
no,
it's 72 or something.
No, it's 48. I'm pretty sure because I was like, "There's 48."
I literally just
things.
Did it again just a little bit ago. I'm pretty sure it was.
Was it 70? I thought she said 48.
Well,
but
whatever it is, either whether it's 50 or 70, there's so many of these energy beams.
And she's like, go to like a room with all of them shooting, and you're like, holy fuck!
And she's like, wait, what would they do with this much energy being shot
like,
from
I
one
don't know,
area?
You know, they're fucking evil. What do you think they're gonna do?
And it is telling you like this is how the Death Star works. This is how it destroys planets because it's all of these beams concentrating into one super powerful beam.
Yeah.
Which I thought that was really cool. So you get that going and you're starting to go through there, and then you have to fight some of these what are those Force Sith users called? The ones with the red guard or whatever.
Oh yeah, they're the pseudo Inquisitors.
Yeah,
they're like Vader's personal guards.
And then as you're getting closer, you have to fight Vader for a short segment.
Yeah, so you fight Vader and you like break his helmet, and he's like a little bitch. I hated his fight.
His fight was so dumb.
It's really annoying. It's just an annoying fucking fight.
A lot of the Force users in the game were really annoying to fight because you would try to attack with your lightsaber, they'd block it and like push you back.
Yeah.
You would jump, they would grab you. And Vader was the most annoying with the grab because you could not press the B button fast or the button fast enough. Like you will literally, like I saw someone reviewing this game and they're like, the Vader fight is so stupid because you have to be able to press the cancel button 300 or 3 million times per second to be able to do this, and it's impossible. And I was like, I seriously like.
That's what you want it to be because Vader is that strong.
Yeah, he really is. But
so, you fight Vader the first time, you defeat him, and then Palpatine comes in and he's like, "Yeah, you'll be my new apprentice."
He's like, "You will kill him, and you will take his spot.
Do it. Give in to your hate."
So then you're gonna make the choice. You either jump down and fight Vader, or you go straight forward and you stop Palpatine from killing Coda.
So this is the weird part too. So they stole this.
Yes.
So this is stolen. This is if you ever played the Jedi Knight games, in one of the Jedi Knight games released like early 2000s, the choice is you either kill this person for dark side or just walk away for light side.
Okay.
Right? So it's the same fucking thing.
Oh, one of the cool Easter eggs I haven't said on this level too. In one of the rooms, one of the big rooms, there's actually, you can walk in and you can see it's got Jar Jar Binks trapped in carbonite.
Does it? I didn't see that.
It's fucking awesome. And there's another Easter egg with Republic Commando on the very first level. If you do like this jump off of this balcony and you do the double jump with a double dash, you can actually find the helmet from the main character from Republic Commando.
Oh, nice. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
So you choose.
I choose
side.
light.
You chose
I
light?
chose light the first time. The light side is just so much better of a story.
Yeah,
and
the ending
matches so much better.
So if you choose light side, it does this whole thing. You fight Palpatine. He's fucking annoying. He's a stupid fight. He's
so dumb.
Yeah, he barely fights you. He only lightnings you and like throws things at you, and then he makes a lightning shield around him.
And I did take a while for me to figure out like how to best fight him. So I looked it up on this fight. And one of the things I told you was, and I didn't know you could do this in the game, was you could actually block and reflect lightning.
Oh, cool. I just didn't even
if you
such
time,
an easy fight, I didn't care.
I didn't realize this. If you timed your block right, you could actually reflect almost any attack.
Oh, nice.
And so with Palpatine, when he would try to do, I would just keep hitting the block button over and over again, and then when he would lightning, I would hold it, and it would like. I would get lightning all around me, and then it would turn to a different color of lightning, and then it would shoot back straight at him.
Oh, that's
and it did a good amount of damage.
Okay,
and that was like the best way I found to fight him.
I just knocked him down and fucked him. Literally,
that works too.
Yeah, the boss fights aren't hard once you knock them down. They don't do anything on the ground.
Yeah, anytime you could get anyone on the ground, or if you could do aerial combos, those were the two things that were just like dramatic. And if you could get lightning damage on them when they weren't blocking, they would tick down damage because it would be lightning for a little bit.
Yeah. So if you go the light side route, you defeat Palpatine, and then you have to hold back his lightning while Coda and everyone escapes, and then you die.
Yes.
So great fucking ending.
Yes.
You redeemed yourself, and you're dead. If you do
and the
Dark
Rebel Alliance is there to flourish,
yeah.
and that goes right into the 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah. And then if you go dark side, you fight Vader
again,
who's much stronger this time for some reason. Even though he's fucking beat the fuck down, so much stronger.
And then after you beat him, Palpatine kills you, or he stabs you, and then he like keeps you alive, but he does like a Kylo Ren kind of thing, or Vader thing again to you, where he puts a helmet on you and puts you in this robotic suit.
And this is the stupid thing too. Again, this is way out of canon, because the point of Palpatine having Anakin was for him to take his body.
Yeah.
Right? And then he didn't want it anymore because it turned into a robot. He's like, fucking useless.
Yeah.
And then in this one, he's like, I got a good body. He's not in lava. This is great. I'm going to turn him into a robot.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
Which, I did not like the dark side ending whatsoever.
It's so dumb.
It just didn't fit.
No.
It really, like, the story, like, it gave you the option, sure, but it wasn't the option.
And I hate that they didn't make... So Palpatine's lightsaber abilities are fucking insane. Mm-hmm. He's one of the best, like in the movies, it doesn't really show it well because this old man...
The Yoda fight with him in the Senate building is the best fight with him, like, lightsaber-wise.
Before that, when fucking Mace Windu goes in with Kit Fisto and... like 4 really famous Jedi that all go in at the same time. Really powerful Jedi, not shitty Jedi. Yeah. He kills 3 of them.
Yeah, instantly.
And it's just because he's one of the best lightsaber duelists of all time. Yeah. Mace Windu is just a little bit better than him.
Yes.
Not much. And I think he let him do that because he saw it could turn Anakin.
Yeah, and Mace Windu is one of the most interesting Jedis because the purple lightsaber actually represents being able to balance both the light and dark side of the Force.
Yeah, well, kind of. He learned a way to fight, so he's got like a lot of anger.
Yeah, which is why I'm saying he's got that perfect balance, because he is total light side, but he uses a lot of emotion and anger and stuff to make his attacks
He's the
powerful.
Only person ever to master this lightsaber form that's a dark side form on the light side.
Yes.
Without falling. And it's just because he decided to throw all his anger into his lightsaber form.
Which is why a lot of people wonder if Mace Windu was actually the chosen one, because he could actually use both sides of the Force.
And I think Mace thought he was the chosen one too.
Yes.
So you have this cool lightsaber Palpatine guy who can dual wield. Like, he's a dual wielder.
Yeah.
And Fucking no. Lightning shield. That's all.
Yep.
That's all I'm gonna do is fight. Lightning shield. It makes me mad because they could have done so much more with this cool story and then they fucked it all up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the light side ending is definitely the better ending, I would say. The dark side ending's lame. It's boring.
Yeah, for sure.
Killing Vader is not really satisfactory. Like,
it really isn't. Yeah, especially because you don't get to kill him. So you do 3 different battles with him.
Yeah.
And get to 3 different or no, you only get 2 of the quick time event killings of him. But even that, like, it just doesn't go anywhere. And it just doesn't feel like anything. And you're just like, I just want to actually kill him. Like, just let me cut off his head.
Cut off his head. So yeah, that's the end of the game. And then we had DLC. I didn't play it, though.
I didn't play the DLC.
So we're not going to talk about the DLC. I think the DLC is, like, really short.
Yeah, it
so
is really
I wouldn't
short.
assume it's any good anyway. So, gonna be honest.
So we get ready for reviews then?
Yeah, let's go into...
Worf? Or not?
No.
Oh, okay, you say it then.
No.
No, you say it.
No.
You say it.
No!
Say it!
Worth for now.
Wow, that was very...
Good, I know.
Very dramatic.
Yes. So, for me, I teeter on Nah and Worf. I honestly do, because it's cool, but I didn't like the game. So, I'll say Worf because I like the lightsaber crystals. But I really didn't like the game. I'm going to be honest.
That's fair.
But I'm very much on the favor of Nah as well. But yeah, this game is not good. It's a very interesting game. The story's really bad, though. The animations are terrible. And at a point where animations, they could have made them good. This is 2007. It's not a shit animation time. You could have made them good.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of
I don't know.
crazy big games.
Yeah, but
I mean, even like Last of Us came out 2 years after this.
Yeah, or think of like Halo 2.
That's true.
Like think of the fucking just the cutscenes in Halo 2 on a worse fucking system.
That's true. Okay.
So yeah, I really think they just went cheap with the fucking animations, and it really showed that they did a bad job.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna go more towards Worf. It's probably more Worf. To me, this is one of my favorite Star Wars games. I know it's not the best to play. I know the controls are a little clunky. It's not very smooth, but it's still the most powerful I've ever felt in a Star Wars game. And it really showed how powerful like the Sith side could be. And I really liked being able to use the powers the way that you could and how just like strong you felt. Like I want this in a better Star Wars game. Yeah. Like if they did this level of power in a Star Wars game, like I would be hands down, like that would be the best Star Wars game ever. Cause even like, Jedi Fallen Order, the new Star Wars game, like the Dark Souls style one. Yeah. Like a lot of people really praise that game, and like story wise, it could be really amazing. And story wise, honestly, I haven't played too much of it yet, but it is a really cool game. But to me, like the graphics are phenomenal. But the one part of me that kind of sucks about it is it's a Dark Souls game with a Star's skin on it. Yeah, really. It isn't a Star Wars game. Like, I don't feel like a just super powerful being.
Well, you shouldn't because you're a Padawan.
Well, I mean, yes, but like even like with a lightsaber, like I want more of like a lightsaber game where like if I hit you and it cuts across your chest, you're just dead. Yeah. Like I just want that style of a game.
I mean, you should play the Jedi Knight game. That's pretty much what it is, except when you fight other Jedi, it gets harder. But
I've never played that one.
It's basically one-shot kills for most things with the lightsaber.
But yeah, I think for me, this is a Worf title for me, and if you can get it really cheap, it's definitely worth it.
Yeah, it's like $10, I think.
Yeah, and
I bought this and like 50 other Star Wars games for like $3. So,
yeah, your collection of Star Wars games is pretty crazy.
And it was a great deal on Steam. So they have that every, I think, May the 4th. So I'm pretty sure they have
coming up.
So if you could get this game cheap on that day, I think you can get it for like 50 cents. Yeah. Honestly, wait for that day, buy this game, play it. It's okay, it's fun. There's one thing I wanted to talk about, the skins.
Yes.
So you could actually change your skins in the game.
Yes.
And be like Obi-Wan Kenobi. One of the skins, this is how bullshit this game is, okay? This is what really pissed me off. One of the skins is a character called Darth Sion.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, do you know who Darth Sion is?
A little, not too much.
He is from Knights of the Old Republic 2.
Okay.
Okay? He's a human.
Okay.
He's a human.
Okay.
He is a human.
Okay.
Did you see what the character looked like?
No.
Was not a human.
Oh, okay.
So here, like Darth...
This is non-canon.
Yeah, it's really non-canon.
Yes.
So is that game, and they just said, "Fuck your view, we're gonna change it."
Like even in, I think it's the second one's DLC, Princess Leia actually is a full-blown Jedi too,
nice.
and she uses a yellow lightsaber.
Cool.
Which, I mean, they brought in the yellow lightsaber into the movies, the newest trilogy movies too, and they said that they showed Princess Leia using the Force and stuff a little bit in the newest trilogy, but like that was the first time in any Star Wars thing that canonically or non-canonically she was...
Well, I mean, besides the books
yeah,
like the Jedi.
Yeah.
But yeah, they had Darth Sion in there, and he's for some reason really buff, which he's not in the Knights of the Old Republic 2. And so in Knights of the Old Republic 2, he learned the Force through pain. So he's got cracks all over his body.
Oh, yeah.
Like his skin is disgusting. Yeah. And in this one, they made him green. They made him muscular. They made him look no cracks in his body. They completely changed the character and said, as made famous by Knights of the Old Republic 2. And I'm like, you fucking did nothing for Knights of the Old Republic 2, you
They
dicks.
kept the name, and they kept
the name. He had a red lightsaber.
But they were making it for his story. It's kind of like the MCU is not
it's
Marvel.
Well, it's not his story, though. This happened thousands of years before.
I know, but
it's just a skin. Like, but why did they change the skin? I don't understand. They already had the source material, and they're like, fuck the source.
Maybe they couldn't do it exactly because they didn't let them, because they had two different companies.
It's all owned by LucasArts.
LucasArts is working with all these companies.
No. They're all owned. So every time LucasArts has to approve a Star Wars game, and then it owns the game.
Yes, but the companies aren't. Yes, but each company is different for the different Star Wars games.
Sure, but Obsidian definitely would have given. Obsidian is the best company of all time. They are one of the greatest gaming companies. I love them so much. They are so good. They are a third-party gaming company. They love putting their shit in other games. But so they decided to go off this fucking bullshit tangent and do their own shit in this game and piss me off.
There's different versions and different worlds. This is like an alternate universe of Star Wars.
Not really.
Just let it be.
No. Yeah, that was the one thing though. They took a lot of liberty in this game with the skins, and I did not like it. I think
I didn't even use any of the skins.
I used the Obi-Wan one because it was cool, and then I used the Count Dooku one because that was cool too. But then it changes you back. It doesn't change the cutscenes either, which I really wish it did.
I wish the cutscenes showed your color of lightsaber even, because it really sucks like having a purple lightsaber and then they go to the cutscene and it's like blue, and I'm like, no.
Yeah. Oh yeah. By the way, you make out with that girl at the end of the game.
Yes, which I like that.
Juno's like, are you going to come back? And you're like, yeah, probably fucking not. And she's like, okay.
Well, then I don't have to worry about what you would do after this.
And he's like, well, I want to worry about that. Can we talk about this?
Nope.
Yeah, so, yeah, the game was okay. I mean, it's a fun game. Just don't play it if you like good games. So, there you go.
All right, guys.
All right, guys.
Thanks for watching.
This is Soul of a Gamer signing out.
Bye.